If you can commit to doing this for the next 30 days, it will change your absolute life. Okay, and I'm right here with you. I've done it before. It has healed my body, changed my financial situation, upgraded my relationships, or cleared out relationships that weren't working and supporting my highest version and highest potential. And this is committing to doing a visualization. So simple, but visualization practice actively for the next 30 days. I would say 1 hour a day. That's what I'm committing to. But if you can only do 15 minutes, that's great too. Whatever it is. But 1 hour a day, 1 hour, I feel like is such a great amount. It's like what the program DNRS teaches you to do for 6 months to retrain your nervous system, your limbic system, and heal your body from so many chronic illnesses like lupus, fibromyalgia, chronic inflammatory response syndrome, chemical sensitivity, mold sensitivity, all these different things, the chronic pain that people have. And so they teach to do 1 hour. One thing that I don't like about the DNRS program is that in the program, the last step of I feel so much better ever since I pressed record on this camera. I'm super sick right now. That's why I didn't upload yesterday. And I also just got something in my eye. I didn't upload yesterday because I did make a video, but I was very sick in it. And I guess it just wasn't meant to come out the way that it did. And so we're going to talk about the same topic today, but in a little more clarity, I guess. I have since been resting and I still don't feel great today. But what's a little side note on this, what's interesting about my sicknesses ever since getting to Europe and I've been traveling all throughout Europe. Every time I leave a country, if I've spent about a month or a little bit longer than a month in the place, I always get sick the week that I leave the place. And so it would be understandable. There's some really attractive people here. Oh, I've just parked out in this place in Portugal on my way up to France right now. But okay, scatterbrain is so enhanced when I'm sick. So I get sick every time that I'm leaving a country. And it would make more sense if I got sick when I got to the country because it would be like foreign land and my body and immune system would be adjusting. But leaving, so I've been asking some spiritual people, my mom's friends, to kind of tap in and see what it is. And so it makes sense. And it's part of my gift of what's happening from what I'm understanding. And I don't even think that it's very important to share here because we all have divine gifts that are going to be helping with the process of waking up Earth and bringing Earth into the new consciousness, into the new Earth. So we all have very important gifts. So it's not like, I don't want to like name it and be like, whoa, I have this superpower, but it definitely is something that resonates and is just helping shift the energy throughout the world. And so what's also, I think, important to note with this is if you're in a period of illness, in a period of isolation, in a period of like not a lot happening, and you're like, when is something going to happen? I'm just like here, kind of like in a rut. From a spiritual perspective, what I've been understanding about this and what I've been like talking to people about this is you are receiving upgrades and you are doing so much work energetically to bring in this new frequency on Earth. And so your body is becoming compatible. You are transmuting things that are in your body, and we're all one, right? We're one consciousness. And so you're shifting so much within yourself. And when you do that for the collective. And so it might not feel like a lot is happening for you. You might feel kind of like trapped right now. Like it's like a really stuck energy, and you're like, where's all the action? Where's the connection? Where's the community? Where's the life? It's happening. It's getting you ready. You are about to so just in a way take in this moment and be happy and find the joy in like the solitude or the rest. Like rest and receive keeps coming through. And so rest and receive is really, really important right now. And like, for example, my mom, I've talked about this before, but my mom broke her back in a hit and run accident. And so she's been in a period of like going slow, and she was like just about to go to nationals for cycling. Like she was doing really, really well. And now she's in a period of like taking it really slow and like a lot of more isolation. And so she's in this incubation period of receiving upgrades. I I'm in this new countries all the time. And as wonderful and exciting as it is, it's like at the same time, it's such a change. There's so much me reflection time. Like my family, my friends, they're not here. Like my inner circle isn't here. So I'm not distracted by plans and all of that and other people's stuff and like being there. Like I'm virtually there for my friends and family, but not like really being in it. So I'm like, there's a lot of space. And so I feel like in my own way, I'm receiving a lot of this shift on earth as well within my being. So just move through it and enjoy this time, because you don't know, like in a second, everything can change and you can be like all of a sudden booked with plans, booked with like all this stuff in your career. You might run into the love of your life. You might, whatever it is, like whatever the big change is that's coming for you, that you've been calling in, that you've been feeling is meant for you. Maybe you're about to go do that big move. You're about to quit your job. You're about to whatever. So just like be in here, receive all that you need to receive, and then you're going to be able to go. Okay. So for the next 30 days, let's do this. If you're ready to do this with me, visualization, but active visualization. So it's not just like sitting down with your eyes closed. So when I did a treatment, when I was healing from chronic illness, I did a treatment called Saracet, but also I had to do brainwave optimization, and I can get into that later why I had to do both. Saracet kind of fucked me up, but it's very uncommon, I think, for this to happen. They're the same technology. So brainwave optimization was the original technology. It fixed the problem that happened with Saracet. But with that, both of them, I learned, actually with brainwave optimization, because it's more customizable. Yeah. When you have your eyes open, like a different place of your brain is triggered. And so because I had a lot of trauma that was going on within my brain and nervous system, it was way more active to see like the lines for this. I think it would be different now. But it was like when my eyes were closed, the lines were like a little bit crazy, and you want them to be in like perfect harmony, like all the lines, if that makes sense. That's my best way of explaining. And so kind of like a EKG maybe. But so when I would open my eyes, it would be like, ah! Like all the lines would just be going crazy, because all these things that dysregulate us and, all this stuff happens when our eyes are open, usually. And so if we can do this visualization and like feeling all the feelings and wiring our brain with this new frequency with our eyes open, I think that it translates, or it transforms our reality so much quicker in such a different way than just like kind of reprogramming the mind when the eyes are closed, if that makes sense. So what I like to do is eyes open, and the best way to do it is like on a walk, or if you're cleaning, or I don't recommend driving, but like often when I'm driving personally, I can like get into that space but still really be paying attention, just like because I've been doing it for years, where I can like switch into that feeling and that vision of my higher timeline. So not even higher, because it's not like a ranking system. It's just a different timeline, like the desired timeline, the desired version of you, the version of you who has all the things that he or she desires, right? The abundance, the health, the happiness, those things. And it's a feeling. Once you like get really familiar, if maybe you are, when you know that feeling, that frequency of that version of you, just embodying it for as long as you can. So like when I go on a walk with Arlo, who's sitting in the front seat right now, just like, are we gonna go on an adventure? When I'm walking with him, I will be like making plans in my head as if I'm that version of me. Like, okay, I have to like go home to my dream house, and I have to like get some stuff, and then I'm gonna pick up my divine partner because he's gonna be there, and then we're gonna go to like our really good friend's house because like we have really good friends who are super like-minded, and then we're gonna talk about like like how the business is going because it's going really well, and then we're going to talk about like how exciting it is for this trip that we all have coming up because we love to travel together, and like being in that and just allowing your body and your mind to feel what it feels like for it to be real with your eyes open. right? And so you're being a little delulu, if you know that trend, delulu is the sululu. It's true. Like, it's how we rewire our brain. It's not woo-woo stuff. It's not just like, you know, law of attraction type things. It is, but it's also rewiring your brain. And it's like when you, one of the steps in DNRS, I mentioned this the other day, like when I would do the step where you try and invoke like a positive memory from the past, at first, because my nervous system was so haywire, I couldn't find any good memories. And then I found one and I really focused on it. And then it like unlocked a realm to noticing all these other wonderful past memories. And all these new ones started coming up and up and up. And it's incredible. We just have to shift our perspective. And so if we're doing an hour a day where we're shifting our perspective to the version of us who has everything that you desire, then you are going to start noticing things in your current perceived reality that are of that frequency, and you will start moving towards them. You are going to change your brain, your chemistry, in order, I think storm's rolling in order to move quickly into this new timeline that you desire. And so it all works like with each other. I also talk about the process in transurfing, where it's you choose with your free will what your soul wants, and then you allow everything around you to conspire to move you to that. And you no longer give anything importance. And so the things that come up that try to keep you in the old timeline, you say, no, that's not true. That's not real. Because the version of you that you're moving towards, that you chose with your free will, it is like no questions asked. Your free will, you have free will. You get to choose. You get to command what's real. That's why, like, when people are in sleep paralysis, and it's often, you know, like maybe a being that is taking over your body, and it can feel that way. If you're in that and you say, like, I choose with my free will, or I command that any beings that are not of the highest truth be gone now and can no longer affect my being, thank you. And so it is, like, it is final. And so a lot of people will find relief from that, and they will be able to get out of that situation where they're in that, like, I can't move thing, which can be very scary. I've never personally experienced that, but I know people who have. And so that's just an example of how powerful your free will is. And so if you choose the timeline that you want, you're going to move to it. And so if you do this practice 1 hour a day, 15 minutes a day, whatever it is, but for a set amount of time, you will change everything. And if you visualize that wonderful place while your eyes are open, and you're wiring a different part of your brain than you've been doing with your eyes closed, then you're going to, I forget where I was going with that, but also, so you're going to have that visualization, but also you're going to choose, I choose this timeline if it's what my soul wants. So you're changing the chemistry, you're using your free will, you're operating with the quantum field, you're understanding it, you're moving towards it. And so it's like you're killing so many birds with one stone, right? You're healing your body physically, because it's not so clear that how this would work if you've never had to like really think about how to heal the nervous system. But if you're visualizing and you're in this space of like, oh, this feels so good and all this stuff, because you're changing the chemistry of your body, you are teaching your body that it's safe. A lot of chronic illnesses are coming from the body being stuck in fight or flight or freeze. And so if right before your visualization, you can say like, I bring up, or I bring into awareness like this symptom or whatever, maybe it's just a limiting belief or whatever we want to rewire. And then you go into that visualization, that frequency of the visualization alchemizes and transforms that condition, because neurons that fire together wire together. Neurons that fire together wire together. So if you're bringing a neuron that is stuck in illness, stuck in limiting belief, stuck in whatever, and then you're going straight into this visualization that is like so high vibe and it's so aligned with you and it just feels so good, you are rewiring your brain. So this will change your whole freaking life. I think this is incredible how like I just sat here for 15 minutes with you and like was able to say this video. I honestly, I've been laying in bed all day It's like, I think 12 or 1, and I had no energy. And so when these messages come through, it's because I think that they're like so in resonance with the truth that it charges my body and it makes me feel good. And I don't know how I'll feel when I like turn this off and have to start driving again, but I just hope that validates even more like how this could really change your life if it's resonating for you. Always use your discernment, always tap into like what's feeling good for you in this chapter of your life, because what's good and working for other people might not be exactly what you need at this time. So you have to ask yourself, like, is this what I need? And if it is, then move into it. Because there's been some times in my life where like I know all these wonderful things. Like I've learned so many different wonderful things for the mind, the body, the spirit, all these things over my journey, throughout my journey. But what do I have the space for? Sometimes I would be trying to do every single thing and I had no time for life. Like I made a 75-day hard type thing with my friend, and we put all the good things into it, all the things, like rewiring the brain by tapping and visualizing and meditating and eating a specific diet, no sugar, dairy, gluten, working out an hour a day, getting sunlight in your eyes, journaling, all these things. It was wonderful. The right amount of water, sauna, dry brush, all these things, rebounder. But then it was like, we would be like, yeah, I got invited to this thing tonight, but I can't go because I have my homework. Like, I have to do my checklist of all my things. And so we weren't even experiencing like human life, and socializing is one of the most important things. I went to one of my neurologists before, and he was saying how 30 minutes of socialization is so important for your immune system every single day. If you really need 30 minutes of socialization every single day to keep a strong immune system. And so, like, not to stress you out, because that really freaking stressed me out at that time, because I was going through a chronic illness. I wasn't having time to socialize. Like I didn't have the energy to do it. Even now, like I will socialize. Like I just socialized with a girl for 3 days. We traveled by van together. She has her own van. But then there's times where it's like I'm traveling and I haven't met anybody yet, and like I might meet people on a walk or whatnot, but it's not usually 30 minutes a day. So just do your best with the knowledge that you have. It's good to keep learning and to keep absorbing, so that when the time is right, you can apply that thing to your life. So that's how that was supposed to come out. I'm gonna hit the road and continue to have some vitamins, and then go rest once I arrive, chill out, support my body, and also move through understanding this gift through meditation and tapping in with my angels and guides and saying like, okay, I get it. I'm helping Earth in my own way in this shift, but I choose with my free will that it doesn't affect me physically to the point where I'm experiencing ill health or dis-ease in the body. Like I accept and I choose my gift that my soul came here to Earth to experience and bring forward, but I also choose that I get to thrive with health, happiness, and abundance, and also do what I'm meant to do here on Earth for my soul's purpose and mission. So I hope that this all resonated in ways that will help you along your journey and your human experience. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe and leave a comment if you feel called to do so. I will see you in tomorrow's video, hopefully much healthier. Bye.